In her artworks and texts, Lara Baladi addresses questions of protest and the part that images play in the understanding and the dissemination of revolutions. Here in the interview, Baladi speaks specifically about social media as a double-edged sword in a present marked by post-truth and polarization.
I've been working with archetypes and with a lot analyzing popular language, popular iconography. And my latest work, especially the work that's in Dear Truth, is very much about looking at the language of revolutions, especially in the last 10 years, to identify iconography, icons that beyond the specific moment in which they were created give us an idea of a much bigger idea that prevails throughout revolutions and throughout cycle of history. So just like the issue of objectivity has been at the center of the debate on journalism in the 20th century post-Second World War, the issue of truth is very much the issue of the 21st century, or at least the beginning of the 21st century. And hence this exhibition in which I'm so happy to take part of, Dear Truth. The era we live in is an era of post-truth, or defined as such. So today we live in a society of control, to use Deleuze's term, and also in a society of surveillance capitalism, where algorithms rule our lives and big tech companies censor us in many ways, on many levels. And so the issue of truth is not a new one. How do we deal with truth in different eras is what differs, and how us as individuals respond to these issues is what really matters. I don't know that this is what allows us to move forward and to change those structures in which we evolve. However, individually, that's what we have. These are our let's say our tools, our strengths is ourselves and our minds. Social media today is not just Twitter and Facebook, it's many more networks and platforms, for many that are peer-to-peer, decentralized, or even obscure on the dark net. Besides that, we also have, in some places, like in the US, we have a very polarized kind of conversation where those who believe in the same ideologies will find themselves on the same platforms, and so the conversations and the information is in closed circles, circulates in closed circles. Since the 2011 Arab uprisings and many more uprisings and revolutions that took place across the world in the last decade, really what we should be looking at is how social media is not social media, but is media. And very much the mainstream media has embraced the information and the conversations on those platforms as part of new spaces of investigations, but also new spaces for information and understanding and reading of society through many people's commentaries and so on. Social media, to continue to use that term, is much more a platform, still a place of possibilities of conversations, of political resistance, but it's also, because of that, a double-edged sword. And the same place is also incredibly dangerous and a place of risk. In places like Egypt, which is one of the most surveilled countries in the region, the social media is still a place of political conversation. It's still a place of social conversation and social revolution, and it's still a place of agitation. So really, I believe it's our responsibility to educate ourselves, to have, to raise our sense of discernment, to raise our awareness, and to be aware and to know of the different intricate operating systems in which we are all caught up, and that is social media, but it's also the internet and it's the systems at large. And so let's say the survival of democracy, the survival of truth, the survival of even of good journalism or good citizen journalism will really depend on our individual understanding and acceptance of the things that are imposed on us through these systems.